Hello everyone, this is Fantastic Worlds, welcoming you back to Lovecraft Country and Cultist Simulator, the Ghoul DLC. Yes, it says the medium. That's because the first time you do this, it's supposed to be kind of, secretive about what you really are, because your character starts off as a medium. And for those who don't know what medium means, that's somebody who channels the dead, or claims to channel the dead for people, for a fee, of course. Sometimes you get the type of people who do cold readings and say, it's like, I'm thinking of a name with S or T. Do you know anybody about that? They're fishing for a reply and such. And some people, at least in this universe, actually do channel or deal with the energies of death. And your character is one of those that has some potential to do so. So we're going to be diving into the metaphysical concepts of death in this particular episode. This particular series. And yeah, I kind of study that a bit. You see, I got a lot of friends who've had near-death experiences as forms of initiation, and I pick up a lot of stuff from them. So we're going to be going over some of the metaphysical concepts of what exactly it is, because death, of all the mystical transformations that have been, recorded throughout history, is the one that even the most mundane among humanity cannot deny actually exists. So, without further ado, let's get into our stint as the medium. Boom. The medium. Tonight, the theater is crammed and breathless. I have let them wait long enough. Now, what exactly the medium is in this case is, like I said before, the cold reader who does it in front of a bunch of audience members and tries to fake the talking to dead Uncle Ted. So, this is our job. You notice it has, of course, the job indicator. Sometimes when I'm a convincing spiritualist routine. Yeah, we don't even think we're real with this. So when we actually get to the job card, we're going to be using that. Now, when you do this, hang on, let's pause. When I get started, there's going to be a limit to, not that way, that way. Thank you. God, I'm rusty. Anyways, something profitable. Array of commercial item, miniature opportunity, a figurative £5 note, and other things. Now, these are all what's called memory cards. We respect the dead until we forget them. We remember the dead until we forget them. That is one of the primary concepts of the metaphysical concept of death, which is that the dead become memories, both within people's living memory and saved within the fabric of the universe itself, the concept of ancestor spirits, for example. It's kind of interesting how that plays off with reincarnation, because it's kind of the concept that the soul and the mind are two separate entities. When you die, your mind gets absorbed into the collective of intelligence of all those who've gone before, which then mediums, the real ones anyways, tap into, but your soul goes on to be reborn. It's kind of confusing, but this is occultism. It's not going to be simple. Something shameful. Not all private pleasures are suitable for public discussion. Okay, so that's definitely Grail related. Yeah, joyful, delight doesn't endure for long, but sometimes it endures longer than we do. Passion, and of course, profitable is reason. Now, this is actually kind of important because, hang on there. The controls are a little wonky because I had to do a new setup for the monitors. For some reason, my new monitor and the recording software don't get along, so I'm still back on the old monitor. And then I had to rework the card again, but I think we're doing well. Now, what we need to do is we need to do a work verb. Well, that's what they're called, by the way, the verbs. For work. Now, a well-attended performance by a stage medium. I stand alone in the light on stage. I take the first question from the audience, the first of many tonight who will refuse to acknowledge that the dead are dead. I prepared well. I have a choice of responses. Again, we're a cold reader. We don't actually believe that we're tapping into the metaphysical collective of the dead. We think that we're just, cold reading and doing so. But it's going to turn out that, again, like in many cases, by the way, either in fiction or reality, that somebody who fakes this sort of thing begins to realize that this sort of thing begins to notice them and may or may not do so. Now, the thing is, what we choose here will actually give us an additional card of reason, passion, or health if we do so. Now, I believe that actually health is going to be something joyful and passion will that one. So yeah, anyways. So this will be a passion card, this will be a health card, and this will be a reason card. Now, in the game in general, you've noticed that the reason card tends to be the one I use the least. In fact, I'll sacrifice it if I need to. Passion is good, health is good for keeping us alive, and passion is good for getting up to the point where we can do the it's good because you can get us up to the point where we can do the painting plus have normal passion set aside for dreaming and such. But what we're going to do is we're going to do joyful first, because health is what keeps us alive. Alive is good, especially when we're dealing with concepts of death. So what we do, initiate the dead, something joyful. I've seen photographs of the goat in the afternoon, long enough to go, it's not so sweet. Now, what it's looking for, I'm a fraud, my desire, my ultimate aim, there will be a price. We don't actually have that temptation yet, okay? Because remember, we think we're fake. But in any case, let's let the 15 seconds go by and then see what happens. We're going normal speed to start with, because as I've noted before, I'm a little rusty. I've been doing Darkest Dungeon for a bit. And as you know, Darkest Dungeon is a completely different set of skills. A little more combat. Now, here's where things go. First of all, we've earned some funds. So first thing it does is we activate time passes. Now, if you're doing a regular run, by the way, okay, Dream's about to open. They're on stage. I remember the pale dream. Pale is important. Initiate the dead. Imitate the dead, something joyful. They're sobbing when they return to their seat. If they return another night, I won't answer their questions. They should be the story they tell of me. There's something in the air tonight. A scent of snow? It seems unlikely. Yeah, the scent of snow they're referring to, of course, there's Mystique, by the way, which means we're gonna have the detective fast on this particular run. We have the convincing spiritualist routine. We've got 15 seconds before we're going to start losing that, because when the dreams start affecting us. We've got 3 funds, plus, of course, the one we've got in the things. Now, snow refers to, of course, winter. Winter is, of course, the element of death, which is, of course, what we're doing right now. So, there it is, our extra health card, which is good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to be really fast about this and try to get the, try to get the extra passion card. We can only really get 2, by the way, to do this properly. In the beginning, the third one's just going to be unusable. So again, reason tends to be the one I use the least. So boom, we don't have the temptation either. So there we go. We're going to see if we can burn that out fast enough. And then we're going to be having an additional 4 funds plus the temptation card, I believe, the second time around. Oh no, the temptation card is going to come from the dream. And the temptation card will ruin us as a medium, because then we start doing it for real. And there on the stage, there we go. I remember the pale dream. Now, pale is important for death, because death in this particular universe is the leeching of colors, the color being aspects. One of the reasons we have these cards, by the way, that have specific colors is because they are actually energies of, how do I put this? The energies of the aspects, the essence of reality itself, each with a different flavor or frequency, which is represented by colors in this game. Now, pale is when the colors drain back into the source through the aspect of death. Of course, winter itself being white, which is Asian, actually. Usually in the Western systems, it's light it's white that's life, and death as black. Okay, over the pale dream that had come again, the cool wind that had blown when the sun was red and low, the voice the waves once used, the shapes that loped behind us in the snow, the knot longing for its nest of a curl of flint beneath my heart. Flint, by the way, is also one of the dead god. When we get to the lore and legends things, which, by the way, we have unlocked because we just passed 700, so there'll be 2 lore and legend episodes coming up in the far future, unfortunately, considering all the other unlocks we got. But we'll go into the old gods. Anyway, so yeah. First, we get a health card. Then we have temptation to remembrance. The cool wind that blew when the sun was red and low. The voice the waves once used. The shapes that loped behind us in the snow, all crushed behind the flat time of glass. I must revisit it, what we've lost. Okay, this is referring to the concept of death as memory again, because the concept of being that when you die, you become a memory, it becomes more of a dead image, something you can revisit, but isn't going to be interactable with. Basically, data, if you think about it in that way. So in that case, what we are doing as the medium, or later on the ghoul, will be helping that process along, because one of the things about the fact of our ascensions is that some deity. Now, I've got to pick a name, by the way, so I'm going to pick Morticia Adams. Okay, the medium code's female for me. May do this differently for you. I must revisit what is allowed. Okay, so we collect the health. Now we have 2 health. We have dream. Dream is now inactive. For this, however, imitate the dead something shameful. A public business is concluded, and after the show, the bereaved will conclude their private business with a little gift, something to ensure my silence. Yeah, we just did some conspiracy work there. A favor from authority, which is good, but this far into the game, which is, basically next to nothing, we're not going to be doing anything that gets notoriety. We get 6 funds for bribery, and we have an extra passion card. Now, of course, the temptation card's up and running, which means when we try this again, we will fail. That's why it's important to get it out before the first 30 seconds is up. Because if the dream had completed the temptation before I did the second card, then this would have happened with the second card. We'd start with less funds, and I wouldn't get the extra passion. But let's destroy our lives, shall we? Okay, standing alone on stage again. Now, in goes that. When I open my mouth to speak, I taste snow and copper. Uh-oh, something's gone wrong. And... okay, quick boost. Now back to normal. Performance is not proceeding as I have planned. Oops, pause. I hear a voice from far away. I'm speaking of ivory and old snow. I'm imitating the song of birds. The audience has begun uncertainly to laugh, but a few of them are also crying. I am speaking half-familiar names. Montemerzina, Niana, Father Ted. Forgot about. Yes, it's usually in these DLCs, or sometimes even the regular runs, they'll refer to the previous run. In this case, Father Ted, the serpent of the Lady of Void, the living gate between things, has decided to communicate. Now we have the actual problem with the notoriety. We don't have any ability to get rid of it either. So once this kicks in, looks like we don't. Time passes. Yeah, we're kind of screwed because we just did something on that. And also our reputation as a medium is a much worse job. We're not going to get the high amount of gig anymore. As you can see, yeah, my reputation is ruined. So, after that little debacle, you'll notice that we also have the travel one. Not Montemerzi, but Montemerzini. I had heard that name back when I considered myself a painter. Oop, again, we're painting. It's the only form of creative art, and I just kind of prefer if we could do statues or novels or things like that. Because, you know, painting's fine and all that, but it gets kind of repetitive after a while. But, okay. Now the question is, yeah, we don't have any lore, so I can't dream to get to the Mansis quite yet. But we will get there eventually, as I will be putting my ass into the bookstore as soon as possible. Where are we now? Okay, well, quite convenient. Season of Silence. Silence being and snow being the two aspects of death in this game. Okay, so let's get moving forward, and boom. Alright, so let's see what's happened, shall we? There's a place I had seen the name, a gallery with a gray facade shut up like the face of a widow. Okay, so first of all, there's our reason card. Follow the street. Yeah, we're going to immediately start looking for the bookstore because we want 2 points of lore, either moth, knock, or light will give us the ability to enter the Mansis and start accessing, well, the Mansis secret histories. But we'll search the city, see what we can find. We still have the other health in reserve just in case. The contract, yeah, here we go. They didn't like what we did. The contract is terminated before I've left the building. The theater manager doesn't even deign to insult me in person. I stand in the chilly street, contemplating the rags of my reputation, with pale doves contemplate me from the theater eaves, doves being the symbol of death. They're chuckling as Montezarmi, now stop mocking me, messengers of divinity. Okay, so now we have problems. We have notoriety, 2 mystique, because we're going to get nailed in that, and we don't have any way of getting rid of him this time. No cultists, no painting ability. So in order to do so, we need to get the study verb up and running, which we obviously don't have at this moment. So the question is, what do we do? Now we have the Montezarmi McDonald Gallery. Alistair Montezarmi, third and last of Montemerzini, Monty, yeah, you guys know me by this point. At least I hope you know me. Collected this small but striking miscellany. After their loss in the final polar expedition, the collection was made available to the public in a blank-faced gray building besides a quiet park, on the condition that no one piece of art was ever to be photographed or exposed to daylight. Reason for that: first of all, usually you don't expose paintings to natural light because sunlight, being of course ionizing radiation, will destroy organic material, including canvas and paint. So that's the logical reason. Of course, death is the aspect of night, and this is being a place strong in death would prefer not to have sunlight, as it's a concept of life. In addition, hang on. That's a location, which means once we get done searching the city, and I'm hoping to find the bookstore first, I'm kind of letting this one slide by because we have enough funds. This obviously isn't going to be doing anyways. We're going to be dealing with tentative evidence to start with. I'll keep this in play, and we're not going to do anything make the cops look at us twice. But in the meantime, let's talk about what we're going to be doing for work. Now, we have we of course can try using our reputation. Here's the reputation card. Here. This is our primary job, but it requires a memory. See, clandestine consultation. My reputation as performer is ruined. My reputation as oracle has only begun, but the authorities have their eye on me, which means we can theoretically get mystique for this. And again, we're kind of boned when it comes to that. So we're going to hold off on that, and we are going to be doing, yes, I hate to see it, but unskilled labor. Of course, remember, if we can get the study verb going with 2 vitality, we'll get our 3rd health. So let's get that in play. Plus, of course, it will put food on the table. Okay, so what we got? A hireling. I don't need a hireling. Well, it's just going to delay us getting to the gallery, but one thing at a time. Deep breath. Yes. And yeah, again, our lives are passing before us. But yeah, temptation remembrance is kind of an interesting one, because rather than a living concept, we'll be dealing with the concepts of death. There we go. Fatigued. We got a vitality up and running. The only question being, of course, is when we're going to be able to do the study thing. Now, obviously, we can't do that, but we can, if we want to, get a glimmering going. Restlessness, of course, will be a thing we have to keep an eye on, because it's a little different in this one. Okay, so we've got 2 fatigued health, great. But at the very least, we can take a nap. There we go. Now, let's go check out the gallery. I pay the token admission and climb the dark stele. It's not enough. Funds, by the way, we've established is about 2 weeks worth of pay. I mean, 2 weeks worth of living expenses, maybe up to a month. So the $4 they're going to be giving, they want us to come in here, isn't going to be an issue. This must mean something. Perhaps it means I've lost my mind. Well, you can lose your mind and still be true about that. Because it's Lovecraft, baby. Unless you're crazy, you don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. Season of illness, but we have a vitality up. Okay, cool. Now we've got the talk verb up and running. All right, disputed saints, anatomical drawings, ossuaries, which is a a tomb for bones, basically, for saints actually. But in pastel, sketches of eyes daubed on the rocks, symbol of the watchman, by the way. Old oils of streets and marble, temples in many weathers, titled the season of the Dios, which is a city, by the way. It was one of the books, indicates when death came to it. But one painting I find myself drawn to even before I see how she is named. All right, so we have an occult scrap, which of course we can now use to try to get our cult, which is actually more important. But yeah, we just took a nap. We're cool with that. When this thing's done, we'll drop the vitality on it. Meantime, we're getting this, and we're praying the cops don't come looking for us. Dread's fine. As long as the cops aren't running to us, we're fine. Okay, so let's do our usual arrangement here. Restlessness is not up and running, which is good. And now we've got to consider what we're going to do. We can do 3 more cycles, and we're probably fine there. But Miss Naina. In the painting, Miss Naina's skin is dark, but her close-cropped hair is ivory, and her eyes are the color of snow. Each day I return waiting to learn the lesson I was drawn here. I never hear a painting speak. It's only a painting. Afterwards, I seem to remember the things she had said. Okay, so this is a foci. Foci means that it is a connection between a spiritual energy, or in this case, entity, and this world. Now, if you happen to remember, we do know a type of spirit that I use as an assassin that is kind of both death and images, and that's a maid in the mirror. But it turns out that you can make a painting of a maid in the mirror, and that's an image that the maid can use. So that is a maid in the mirror in the painting right there, staring at us, caught there. But she'll be more active later. Anyways, let's get her active while we're doing our painting on the side over there. Ish. All right, so we actually got paid for this one? Oh, that's cool. There's like a 10% chance that happens. The contentment's cool as well. We also have the glimmering. Now, if we can just generate another one within 60 seconds, if we can get the study verb up and running. Thank you. And also, we should probably keep working. There you go. Disgraced medium. Okay. We're going fast forward, but okay, there we go. Finally, get rid of you. I'm feeling one. Fine, thanks. Right then, let's see what she has to say. Miss Naina, I remember now, Miss Naina, have I spoken to the low red sun that understands of the pale joy of flight. Now, the red sun is actually an indication of a star life cycle. When a star starts off, it's like blue-white, then eventually becomes yellow, like it is now. Ours is medium-aged. Then orange, then red, and then it just dies one way or another. Usually it becomes a neutron star, sometimes a black hole. Ours is going to be a neutron star because it's not that big. But yeah, that would mean that the realm of death in this world is probably going to be an image of our world just before it freezes to death, because remember, winter. I have come to believe that I bring her the treasures of my memory, she will leave a treasure in their place. Miss Naina is patron. Need to talk with her. Painting of a dark-skinned woman with snow-colored eyes and close-cropped ivory-combed hair. She stands before a small marble tomb overgrown with star jasmine. The painting is signed Jonas M. Bia. Yep, she is a painting of a maid in the mirror. And there is the other passion card, which would allow us to get that. There you go. Which would allow us to get that second glimmering, and then our third passion card. I should probably work on the reason too. You don't want the reason card to suddenly die on us. Okay, so we're still not looking at the study card, which is an annoyance. Guessing may have to talk to her about it. Yeah, we can talk to her, and we need to talk to her about a memory. We have no active memories at this time. But, and also we need this one. Now, the whole point of this game is going to be dealing with the concept of memory. Now, we're going to go over exactly when we get into the mechanics of it, how it becomes memory. But in the meantime, let's see. Sorry, I have a few notes here. One of the things I've learned is that I need to have a few notes up here now and then, but okay. Yes, so I do have the right part next. So I don't actually, because it's been over a year since I have done this particular DLC, possibly 2 years, so I'm just trying to keep my memories going. Now, here's the deal. I could go with the occult scrap right now and start getting the cult, but that's going to start shooting up our mystique, and I do not want that to happen. So we're going to hold off on the cult for now and just use our own resources. Now, the biggest thing we have is the fact that we need a card with memory. Now, if you recall, dread, when it fails, or we cancel out the dread using our happy thoughts, or, get drunk, this becomes fleeting remembrance. Fleeting remembrance is, of course, a memory card, which means that we'll be able to use it with Ms. Naina. So, let's get to getting over our depressive state, I guess. Now, since I don't have a health card up and running, I can't go visit the city at the moment, because I don't have a minion. There's the passion card, and again. Alright, so we've got enough funds for now. Vitality cards up and going. Probably should set these down a little. Give me a second. I'm gonna use my usual setup here. Hey, you move down there, you move here, you move there, you move there, and you move there. Now, the thing is that we will use this passion card to generate another glimmering. Oh wait, we don't have a study card. It's kind of pointless, but I hate not working. Just brainwashed. Anyways, so yeah, let's wait on that memory card. Should only be about 10 seconds real time, considering it's usually a 2-to-1 ratio when I'm going with fast forward. Okay, so boom, there it is. All right, fleeting remembrance, you're going to be looking for that. Now, there's a lot of cards you may not expect to have aspect memory, like restlessness, for example. We'll be going over them as we go. It's interesting, by the way, it also has sleek-cured histories. This can be important, by the way, for summoning one particular entity. Not important for this run, but will be important for the Apostle Lantern run. But in any case, let's talk to her about our memories. Share my recollections with Miss Naina. Miss Naina are very thoughtful. Well, they're painted that way. Let's have a talk, shall we? Get that study card finally, and then I'll be able to get the 2 glimmering going, because I'll have at least 30 seconds to go. Alright, so the health card's back, which is cool. And we're going to get another restlessness card, and I'll show you the other thing you do. I mean, the remembrance card, what you do with memory cards. Yes, we're going to make it, I think. Yes! Oh, a restlessness card, too. We'll get rid of that. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, health card's back. Talk. Here we go. Share my recollections. Now, Miss Naina acknowledges that all will pass even memory, but even memory can pass like a torch. Now, what happened is that we gained a restlessness, which is not what I thought was going to happen. But, okay, cool. We can deal with that. Wow, 2 glimmering. More funds. So, there it is. That's what I thought would happen. The study card will give us our additional reason card. Well, wait, I don't think we can additional reason card because I didn't do that one. Never mind. It probably would just give us something. Top shelf of the study. Miss Naina has reminded me of a book I haven't opened in years. I have it somewhere. Okay, yeah, we're having telepathic communion with a young goddess of death through a painting of her. This is not going to be the weirdest thing that happens to us in this game. I will be able to use that glimmering to gain the next level of passion, which is good, but the restlessness, not so much. Now, the thing is, I told you restlessness was, in fact, consolation with Miss Naina is a type of memory card. We can actually put it right back in, which is kind of fun. But we're going to be using the Fleeting Remembrance with the medium card to show you how that works. Oh, God. We're going to make it... We're basically, the cops didn't notice us channeling a goddess of death in our performance, which is probably a good thing. Get that vitality up and going. Oh, I need lore, which means with this health, I can, in fact, boom, look for the bookstore. All the usual opening moves. There's a restlessness, and here is what we... Oh, whoops, still doing the painting. These two will be okay until then, but top self of the study. Oh, come on. Haggard and Gristwood, funerary customs of the Rending Mountains. The Rending Mountains, by the way, are a location, I believe, the Vault 10 expeditions, possibly Vault 8, which are the Caucasian Mountains, which is one of the oldest settlements of Western Europeans before they migrated northwards into what we consider Europe. The purchased this book long ago when I needed inspiration for my show, but I found nothing of use. Remember, they had a formula which they recorded. The formula sounds disagreeable, but mentions a use of powdered ivory. Here's the formula. It is, in fact, lore, which means that we're going to have to study it. Now, here is a red secret. Boom. We now have the Grail. Now, which may seem odd, but death and appetite are strongly linked. Now, this, unfortunately, I'm not sure if that's one of the ones we can use to get into the first layer of the Mantis, if we recall its moth. Yeah, no, we can't. That one's a later one. But, again, now we have 2 scraps of lore. Can't really combine them very well, but we can, at the very least, do the usual and get our glimmering up and running. What do you mean, get our passion up and running? So we'll have 3 passion cards at some point. Then we'll deal with the medium, and finally, and the restlessness as well. But as you notice, the consolation, we can convert restlessness, boom, into fleeting remembrance. She understands my restlessness. She has known it herself now and then. She reminds me that nothing endures. Yeah, well, that is one thing about death. I mean, this too shall pass is something you're going to know. So don't want to talk about that. We're not looking for that yet, but we will hopefully be able to put it in here when we get that study card, study verb up and going. But we have another fleeting remembrance. And again, we'll take this restlessness, take Miss Niona, and convert that into a fleeting remembrance, which is utterly harmless for us. Now, one of the things we have to consider by right now is which cult we're going to be running with. Now, again, while winter seems obvious, moth actually makes a lot of sense, because right now, if I had been going for the cult, which I probably will as soon as the notoriety goes, I can initiate with the fleeting remembrance. It also acts as fuel for my medium card for funds, which is an okay kind of way of doing things. Plus, I can convert it into back into restlessness. So I can do it back and forth forever, basically converting restlessness into fleeting remembrance and back again by not allowing restlessness to become dread. This game is, this version of the DLC is kind of mental, and I kind of like it. All right, so now that we're messing with our own heads, let's see where we're going from this. We're going to need the talk verb eventually. Now, since I know... Wait, not that one, this one. Since I know that we're going to be losing the notoriety before the cops can arrive, we can actually start to initiate our concept of getting our cult going. All right, so let's do that for the... And we'll have the mystique, obviously, as a result. So, yeah, let's go. All right. There goes that. The restlessness will be there. Sure. Boom. Baby, there it is. All right, so let's start our collection, shall we? We're going to need something to get us into the Mantis, and we're going to have to get it from there. All right, so the restlessness is up and running. Restlessness will not convert because we have 46 seconds here, and we have just under 6 seconds here into dread before that. But also, guess what? Dread is a memory card too. We can use dread. It's great. Like I said, it's the mental kind of game here, because a lot of the rules you were playing with before simply do not apply. We can honestly eat our own emotions. All right, so, oh, for crying out loud. You know, I'm going to need that when I have to do the final upgrade to reason, but that is some time from now. Give me something I can use. Thank you. Good grief. All right, so we've got 2 vitality. 8 seconds, yeah. Instead of using this, we're going to have to probably just do the next level of health as well. In addition, if we've got enough time, yeah, we can let's see, 60, probably? We can start working towards getting our next level of passion. All right, boom. There you go. Oh, actually, why don't we just get rid of restlessness the old-fashioned way? All right. Paint it away. 4 cycles going. The only reason we're not mantising it up is because we do not have the capacity to feed my imagination. Boom. There we go. Now, next one, of course, imagination is higher. We're going to be taking 2 vitality and studying that for the next health card. Really should do reason next. Now, give me a book I can use. Okay. Again, by the way, that's a memory too, isn't it? Oh, it's not a memory. It's an influence. Oh, too bad. I thought you could use contentment. Alright, so. I think that's actually another secret histories one, which I'm not going to mind you, but it's not important. So again, can we just get a regular book before I run out of a good book before I run out of funds? Give me the good stuff. Hate it when your dealer holds out on you. Because yeah, by the way, occult lore is addictive as hell. Just ask anybody who dips their toe into it. Sucks you under. Alright. Winter. Well, okay, I get that winter is... It's also Latin, which I don't know. Okay. Wait. Oh god, we're going to be getting a mentor. Alright, so yeah, we have 2 glimmering up and running. When the time the health comes around, we'll start the next run for glimmering. 2 glimmering, passions like this. Okay, so once that comes in, we're going to have to go in and take the glimmering. And in addition, we're going to have to take this, and we need to do some work. But, again, let's do some work. This time, however, can we do that one? No, it doesn't work. Okay, so we have a memory. The reputation is that combined with the memory of their flown fleeting remembrance. Start. Boom. Inspiration. I can cobble together enough to half-truths to satisfy my client. Basically, we do a clandestine that, basically, we start up one of those little booths in like a fair, psychic fair somewhere and do some cold reading. Some guys who watch in and they ask, hey, aren't you that one who blew it on the stage? No, the spirits came down upon me and gave me enlightenment. And now I am giving enlightenment to you. The terrifying thing is, that's actually correct. Okay, so. And there we go. Yep. We're going to be getting a Mystique card, which is going to be Sue Poppy. You're the interesting one. You're going to get sucked up by this reputation immediately. Okay, so. Exercise the body. There we go. Level 1 strength. Now, what we want to do is grab these 2, put them in. Because now we have the capacity to paint to get rid of unwanted influences. And to hide Mystique. Unfortunately, we gotta wait 8 seconds to do that. And gonna grab it right there. Okay, so. Inspiration and desperation. Let's go into what we just did. Alright, so this is the job as a medium. Basically, we can dispose of memory cards this way, which give us a Mystique, by the way. I paid me the fee. It's difficult to say whether I've earned it. Fortunately, it's difficult to say. It is difficult for them to say whether I've earned it. We get 1 fund every 30 seconds. That's not bad for a job. It's not great, but it will keep our head above water. And why am I getting all of the freaking secret history books? Seriously. Alright, we do this again. Basically take all the money we just got from that reading and try to find another book useful for us. Okay, so, right, we have a job. And we don't have a memory card up and running, so we're going to have to do manual labor. It's favorite kind of thing, but at least the vitality is good. Still need to get the Mansis up and running. Because sometimes you can get the vitality from those runs, and that can up our strength up a bit. And yes, I should really be doing my reason. But yeah, standard cop. Very detective. We're not going to be killing him or anything, and we're not going to be generating anything but Mystique. So, the thing is that where is it? We need to go back and start looking for a useful minion. Minion! Oh, minion! We also need to going to be able to Nemoth lore, which we have here, but we need to know Latin, which Poppy can't teach us. So, yeah, we're just cruising on what we got here. Did we do this again? Seriously? All of them? All the secret history ones? Eesh. Talk about getting the RNG Jesus angry at you. Alright, we gotta worry about the money a bit in a moment. Although I shouldn't have done the I should have done the strength card, not the health card, silly me. Okay, so the restlessness does count as a memory card, I think. Okay, glimmering. We need 1 more of those, which means that we can study passion on this side to get a glimmering, and we can paint when it comes to the other side. There. Right, we are also injured. This sucks. Anyways, we don't have a vitality. Okay, do we use money? Nope, we'll grab this. Use the And hopefully get a... Yeah, we're going to work with a broken arm to heal it, which only makes sense in this game. Up to the king. That is, I believe, going to be... still not the right type of lore. Oh, boy. Not getting the best of starts here. Alright, so we also going to need more cash. Which means we've got to consider doing the clerical work, which sucks, mind you, but in any case, we should be able to... Yeah, we'll paint this one away. Or we use Ms. Rotella to defer it into that. Yeah, actually, what we're going to do is we'll use Ms. Ringa. But we're not going to have that opportunity, unfortunately. So yeah, we go back to the regular way of doing it and use the paint card to get rid of it. Okay, so... Okay, we've got the requisite moth. So we can actually do this now. Yeah, we're going to use the Christopher's book here in a moment in order to be able to do so. And after we finish getting our next level of passion up and running. I'm not sure why passion usually lends it. There we go. Okay, so what we do now, because we have the extra passion card, we can get away with this. We're going to read some more sentimental literature and use the glimmering ore to get what we want here. Now, we've got vitality here to get rid of the injury, which is cool. Alright. Boom. I don't want that to become decrepitude after all. Let's see. Can we use restlessness? Yes, we can. I've forgotten about that. Even though it doesn't have the memory indicator. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I missed it. Yeah, it's got a memory indicator, so we can actually do this. I don't think it consumes it, however, which means we're going to have to turn around and paint it as soon as we're done here, but I can live with that. Okay, so I'm going to use my own restlessness in an attempt to fool a client into believing that I have psychic powers, which I do have psychic powers, but I don't know how to use them. Life is weird when you're a Lovecraftian protagonist, or antagonist in this case. Although, I've seen quite a few books being done from the point of view, stories being point of view from the guy who's actually trying to summon forces, or, you know, I kind of like prefer actually the half-assed version. Usually it may sound kind of funny, by the way, to say it like that, but the half-assed occultist who just wants to use some mystic power and doesn't really want to unleash the, ungodly forces of the universe, and oh my god, this is gonna be a mystique feast. Alright, so cool. Which actually I could paint with that for some serious numbers, but I do need to actually believe what we can do. We grab... do I want to grab these and prolong them, or just hope they decay on me? Because I could do some... Yeah, we're low on cash. Let's do some interesting stuff. Let's be auteur. Let's show our mystic desires upon parchment. Oh, and we have a hanger-on. I don't have a cult yet, but yeah, I can start one. In order to do so, though, I need lore, which means I gotta do some studying for the books here once I'm done with that, which means that we just keep freaking going with the bookstore. Okay, hopefully we'll get some decent cash in the painting. And probably we should get another minion, or potential minion, because we're not going to ever run out of mystique. It's just the notoriety we got to work about. Ah, there we go, another memory card, which means that we can. Oh no, we're not going to use that. Okay, everybody chill. We're doing okay. Are we going to vitality up? Because we do have that option now. Health is back. 3 health cards, even though I have level 1, which is awesomeness. Okay, let's get these two up and running so we can get that to the passion up to the next level. Still don't have the right. Mothwool will also produce that. We have to. Once we get passion up running, we have to get in there to get the moth lore. Okay. In the meantime, let's learn some. We also need to learn Greek. Honestly, let's keep going. I'm considering. No, I don't have enough money to pull off an expedition without any people in it. Okay, artist reward. That'll turn into a cash in a moment. Nothing else, really. Another mystique. That didn't work out so well, but let's pop out that memory for a quick buck. It's the funds, which I hate they don't automatically combine. A little extra work for me, unfortunately. In the meantime, you know, while we've got the health, we might as well use it. Let's see if we can find the auction house too. Okay, so we're definitely going to be getting a cultist this time around, or hopefully not. Yeah, he's going to be doing that for a while. Ah, excellent. Because every time we pop this out, we get a new mystique. Yeah, and we're just going to keep cashing in our memories. Now, with the restlessness, because it isn't consumed, by the way, if you're the Exodus Club, which is not really going to be used that often in this particular run. Although, is contentment... I got to figure out if contentment works. I don't think it does. Alright, so... Alright, boom. Now we grab this, this, and this. We get our next level of passion, and then we concentrate on the occult lore, finally. Alright, so, yeah, take a walk. You have... Why, the cop just burns away our, at a hireling. I didn't... Who are you? No. Now, if I knew, by the way, which particular mission I had, the fortune teller could be useful, as there is one that will allow us to do so, but with this much reputation now, I don't want to spark another notoriety. Okay. Deep breaths. Alright, so yeah, we did it again. Popped out another cache, but got another mystique. And here we are, needing to know what we're going to be doing next. Now, it's tempting to use the vitality we're going to generate to be able to increase our health again, but it's not necessary at this point. So we're just going to do this in order to get a buck. And then move on. Boom. Okay, yeah, there you go. And what do we got? Ooh. Oh, my least favorite. Sigh. This is... Oh yeah, it's going to be another restlessness. But again, restlessness is weird in this particular run. Yeah, this cop's going to be on us for a while. Thing is, since we're posing as a fake psychic, we're probably just like in his backlog somewhere going, you know, yeah, a woman claims to be the dead and they had a little weirdness. Sure, last show didn't do so well. Yep, level 2. Yeah, we're going to have some serious 6 passion cards by the time we're done here. 5 vitality and 1 and 4 reason. Now, again, we really should be getting onto our mystical studies. Let's get our moth lore up and running. Sigh. There we are. Didn't find... Oh, yeah, sorry, the hireling. Okay, so again, let's just get our minion going up and running. Now, I am tempted, since I have so many of these cards, to just see what we can get for expedition, because if the opportunity is right, I can send a single hireling for some of these missions. Ah, there's restlessness. Now, what's interesting is that I can indefinitely be running on this restlessness with my reputation. Now, each time is going to generate a new mystique, but it's money, baby. You know, the cop has to make his buck, too. But we shall hopefully have... Once we get the moth lore from Christopher's book, we will be able to access the Mansis. That starts giving us the extra expeditions besides the books we just have, which we had to pay for, damn it. Now, again... Mystique, 1 cache, and you have the restlessness. Boom, boom, go. It's an illness. Goes in there with the last... the vitality on its dregs. Okay. As you can see, the entire point of the Ghoul DLC is to consume memory. There we go. Traveling and erudition. Ooh, if we play it right, cards right, we can read what is there to hand. Get the extra one, and then bring it up to level 1 of reason. Meantime, we need to get the cult up and going, which we will do with another... Okay, St. Agnes's Hospital. Definitely not the run I want. So, we're going to have to hold off on that until we get another expedition, because I was hoping for one of the book troves. Alright, so we've got this. Is this far off unhappy things? Yeah, we're actually generating an additional... There we go, moth lore. That's exactly what we need. So, we're generating additional restlessness, which is not great. So, once we have Ms. Naina's up, the second one we'll convert into a fleeting remembrance. In the meantime, we'll continue using this to generate cash. Because, yeah, this is an endless wheel. Every 30 seconds you get a buck. You burn a buck every 60 seconds. So, you're literally burning cash off at... I mean, getting cash twice the speed you're spending it, which is a pretty good ratio in this game. Alright, so health is up and running. We have another restlessness, so again, I will convert immediately, or I can simply allow it to become dread and combine, but nah, we're going to do it the safer way. So, finally, we can dream in a passion... Ugh, get back here. We can dream with the passion card. Oh my god. Seriously, UI, behave. I swear since that update, that I hate, by the way, that the UI is harder to use. Okay, and we will then access moth lore. Tristan Way, I could cut a lock of hair before I sleep, become honor a power of the wood. That is the moth he's referring to, that he's honoring. Here we go, another memory card. So yeah, we're memory holing ourselves. Because we're literally consuming our own memories, which, if you think about it for a second, is kind of freaky. Alright, so... Again, there we go. All the restlessness. Since... Okay, this is what makes it a little dangerous, is that we have... See, 51 seconds, 58 seconds. She's there, so yeah, let's... We've been fooling around enough with this. Let's ditch the restlessness. Okay, so, and since we're going to be having Mystique forever anyways, let's just use it up, because there we go. And then take this one away. There we go. Paint our blues away. See if we get any cash for that one. Up and running. There we go. Erudition, and boom. That'll be our level 1 reason card. And our second thing for that, so we can't actually have all of our brains sucked out by a single curse. Which, you know, is terrible when it happens. Boom. Okay, so you actually have moth ability, so you're actually somewhat useful. So I think I'm sending you in first. Alright, so we'll do that, and the founding principle will be moth, so I'll be using the moth premises again. Because I do find them, the moth, to be the chaos to be the bestest. Alright, so that's, yeah, we're not putting additional money into that. Alright, now, we've got him back, and we have a notoriety card. Ooh, I forgot about that. We're going to be careful with that now. We're basically going to need to generate as much mystique as possible to decrease the probability of notoriety, or we're going to be dealing with, you know, evidence. Now, if I can get the moth individual up, okay, so compulsion and old new, what do we need for? Oh, founding principle, where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, good lord. Board's already getting crowded. Moth lore is... Oh, good lord. Hunting and pecking here. What happened to the moth lore? Was it consumed? I certainly hope not. Not been consumed before. Huh. Oh, I have it in the dream cycle. Don't worry about it. That's silly. Alright, so, yeah, we'll generate the rote effort. It's not going to be much. We'll generate more mystique this way, which will be good. Alright, so, first of all, we get fund, and all that mystique back. Okay, this is about to be pop, so we got to do something with it immediately. We've got to hope... Oh, duh. Let's see if we can cycle it in. Actually, no. Yeah, let's use this to generate that additional material. There we go. Alright, so boom. We now have the way into the woods for the purposes of that, plus a buzzing in the brain, because it's always good. We need to get rid of that as an unwanted influence. I think it becomes restlessness. Or fascination. And more restlessness? Jeesh! Lady, I'm going to need your help there in a moment. Got restlessness all over the place. And boom. Founding principles of the Wildwood Club. Boom, here we go. And we have exercise the mind. Boom, second card for reason. So, yeah, okay. So, next step. What are we going to do? Now, that one's Latin, so we can't get access to it either. We could probably, let's just, since we're not doing any upgrading at the moment, let's just get the Greek card. We're going to need to make additional mystique as much as possible, so let's grab the red secret here and talk about some stuff more. We need to get a patron as well, could possibly teach us Latin. And oh, we need to get like, wow, suddenly realizing how much it is starting off here, plus have another memory card there. Okay, so we'll need to ditch restlessness one way or the other. We can't use her, unfortunately, because I foolishly decided to grab Mystique the hard way. Alright, Mystique's here. Need to keep generating it. So, you go there. You, let's get you started. Alright. And boom. Alright. Pledge of devotion, hour of passion. Put a passion card in. Got it. Alright, now the restlessness up and running. Trying to kill us all sooner. I see you there. Okay, so... right. Generate more mystique. Wow. Need to get this one exactly, because I only have 2.4 seconds before that one becomes dread. And another mystique up and running. Generate, yeah, we're just using these where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's fire, there's smoke principle. We're just generating mystique until the notoriety itself runs out, because it's a random draw which reputation card he pulls. The more we have up, the better. Put yourself back there. Another memory card, not going to be useful. This one, on the other hand, 55 seconds. Yeah, we can probably get the missus to set that for us. Oh, no, we're not. Alright, boom. Prove my Greek. Good. We've got the language card for the Greek. You may notice I didn't know lore. I've been doing a slightly different configuration here. Alright, we can't use that one. That's Latin. Not sure this... Let's get the secret history ones up and running. Alright. Let's scrap, or... yeah. Let's just start. We can throw these cult scrap into secret places of the city. There we go. Not yet ready to combine anything. There we go. Another mystique, as well as money, but again, we have 2 restlessness we can't deal with. And we have the temporary headquarters, which of course, you know, I'll be using. The believer is a level 2, so we do not have capacity, I believe, to educate him to higher, so we do need to get more lore, which means we're eventually going to be spending more money at the bookstore, or we start raiding other people's houses, or temples for that matter. It depends on what comes up first. A lot of times, there you are. You can teach me Aramaic, which unfortunately is not big right now. And I'm certainly not able to do any writing with virtually no lore, so I guess we just keep running at it, or... yeah. You're a memory, aren't you? Remember, though, you do not want to use Dread with her. It's a very bad result. Okay, so we have Dread going here, which means we'll have to burn it off with the unwanted influence here. Wow, it just keeps going. But it is a memory card. There we go, called Scrap. So we can, if necessary... use that, try that. It doesn't burn off because the negative memories do not burn off, unfortunately. Oh, hi guys, I didn't see you there. I noticed my viewer count went up, so hello, I do see you. Let's see, usually, yeah, this is one of the first places I get. I need either Moth, or I need Blade, or I need Seduction. Now, the thing is, I only have 2 of each at the moment, but if I can combine that with the right sort of minion, like here, go find me. Now I can go send a minion out. Now, again, I'm still trying to generate as much... there we go. You're kind of useless to me. Mystique as possible to keep that notoriety from being selected. 1.8 seconds. I don't really want to be dealing with that much dread, so yeah. Possibilities. Paint this restlessness away and assume that we have enough mystique here. Or keep going. There we go, 1 second. I'm going to have to kill it. Alright, let's go. And we'll use Passion instead, because we do not want to take any of the mystique off the board while this is happening. Put the influence there, which is going to kill it and prevent it from becoming Dread. We still have that 1 Dread up there to deal with. Oh, and as well, never keep the study card. Steady. We've got books, never keep the study card, study verb inactive. There you go. Hireling, who are you? You're exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so, shall we? Okay. So, we'll be sending off a hireling with our favored, our moth cultist at level 2. So then hopefully getting that. Now we have the fleeting remembrance, if I ever wanted to use that one. In addition, we might as well get rid of the dread the usual way. Other restlessness. Seriously, people. Okay, all conviction. Good, good. Boom. Alright, so. Restlessness. Well, at least I got rid of that. So, yeah, that's a lot of contentment for restlessness. Usually it comes out like dread, but hey, I guess we like lucked out that time. Okay, so, quick note. Take this restlessness. Yeah, take this restlessness and keep doing that particular scenario. Boom. We're still trying to get rid of our notoriety, and we have one more cycle to go through. If he fails to grab it this time around, we're going to be looking pretty. Okay, so there's the dread, and oh my god, I had so much contentment from that. You can't count on contentment from painting, but oh my god, that was a lot. All right, so another cult scrap, and might as well just keep going. All right, cool. I think we got it. Yep. Finally got the notoriety, which means we can stop this madness. And oh my god, the restlessness will not stop. Okay, in the meantime, oof, we got a problem here. I got the shifty woman for 120 seconds, but got him that. So which means that I'm going to lose the notoriety. But if I want to get those books and use her, I'm going to gain a notoriety back again, which means we're going to still be doing this. Oh my god. Sometimes I am my own worst enemy. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this, by the way, is to combine the 2 and the 3 with the shifty woman, you get 5, which is a 70% chance of succeeding with the Watcher's obstacle, which is the only obstacle in here. So, with that, we're going to try to get a few more books as well. And we're going to be generating more Mystique, because we're just going to have to. Oh, God, this is going to be insane. Oops, don't want to lose track of that one with the restlessness. Although, yeah, the contentments... Oosh. Alright, keep going. Yeah, we're getting almost into grinding, which is also coming to the close to the end of the episode, which, oh, another restlessness? Seriously? Are you kidding me? Gonna have to use her to convert these. That's the only way we're gonna... The Mrs. Stone in order to convert these is the only way we're gonna pull this off. Okay, so, let's start. Alright, another restlessness. Right, now we've got this. Pull this one out. We have Sylvia, who's another moth person. Oh, I could initiate in time to be useful here. Right, I need funds. I forgot. You don't have followers. Funds is what you got to burn. In the meantime, however, I need to kill this restlessness. And you are the way we're going to do that. You're going to remind me that everything passes, including our restlessness. Alright. Again, another Mystique. And... Yep, keep going. 50 seconds. 50, it doesn't really matter which one it is, but we keep going. We haven't even gotten to the, what we need to do to advance the plot yet. I'm just kind of desperately holding off against the... Ooh, Furtive Truth. That's a 4, which is good. Anyways. Alright, so... Might as well. Not really going to be useful lore, but it's lore. Okay. Against the Watchers. Okay. See if these two pull it off. You know, I have faith in them. Right. I mean, tiles. This is going to be idle. We might as well keep it running. Right. Cool. And... Cool. Got it. How many passion cards do I have? It's amazing. Alright. Here we go. And... Let's see. Alright, so yeah, fleeting remembrance. Okay, grab the other one. Thank you, dear. You are our lifesaver. We turn that into a fleeting remembrance. In the meantime, what's this one? 30 seconds and 48. We can do that as well, and we can start. Now, we still need to continue with the... Oh my god, the sheer amount of Mystique we got going here. Now, let's see, how do we want to do this? I'm thinking what I'm going to do is next I'm going to paint to preserve some of this mystique, since we have no notoriety on the board at the moment. Get them all here. My preferred place for them. Okay, so in this case, what we should do, paint, level 2, grab these 3, start, toss the restlessness in. Breathe. Did we succeed? Yeah, we did. So we're going to be getting a lot of books and a notoriety. Hopefully we'll be able to pull this off, guys. The cops are watching. Alright, that's nothing. Boom. She did it for us again. Now, if I wanted to, I can use that to reverse. If I put in a fleeting remembrance, it will put out a restlessness if I, again, want to keep cycling out. Now, I may actually do that simply because I'm going to be needing to do the whole mystique burning thing. So, we're going to take this one, which, let's see, 57, yeah. This one right here, convert it back into a restlessness, but notice it will reset the timer on the restlessness. So, as I was indicating before, you can keep restlessness bouncing in and out indefinitely so I can have it when I need it. Besides, what are we doing next? Oh, fascination, which is really not a big thing in this game right now. Not fascinated, I'm just restless. Okay, wrapped in the king. Oh, gods. 2 hearts. The vitality. We're going to have 2 vitality, and I'm so tempted to try to bring up our next health, but I know that's just going to be impossible while we've got trying to do this. So, what else do we need to do? We don't have Latin and Greek. We'll have books shortly. In the meantime, I guess we're just going to try to upgrade our reason. Got nothing else to do at the moment. Alright, so we'll just toss ourselves back in here. Oof, peculiar rumor. I don't need any more reputation. Thanks. She's converting back to restlessness. Okay, so deep breath on this one. I'm thinking this is a good place to stop because I'm probably going to be getting into kind of grindy at this point. At this point, the next major stage is when I activate the formula, the secret, a recipe of honey, asphodel, powdered ivory, and mottled fungus that grows only where the dead are buried, which tells you about some of the ingredients you require. When we get to that point, I will resume recording, simply because right now you're basically just going to see me throwing out mystique and cash and trying to increase my lore, which isn't the most funnest thing to watch. So again, a bit of a time skip to the next episode, and this is Fantastic World saying farewell from Lovecraft Country. Hope you enjoyed this. If you're on the YouTube side of things, like, share, subscribe, and of course we have unlocks for subscribers at 7. We just passed 700, so that's going to be the second Lore and Legends episode. But when we reach 750, I will be doing, well, it was called for to do a crazier run than my usual ones. I will be doing the Chancellor Palpatine run for the Lantern the Lantern Aspirant, which is going to be me going completely mad, taking over the corporations, corrupting the entire bureau to my will, and taking over the city of London by using the forces of darkness. It's basically going to let my hair down. And of course, supporters, if you really want to help me out down below, links to the Gumroad payment platform, and $1 initiate level will give you additional material, and a $2 will give you even more the cultist level gives you even more additional material plus early access, and a new series will be coming up for support for the occultist level, so called Lovecraft After Dark, which is basically how do I put this? Lovecraft's earlier works are a combination of mad science, cosmic horror that it just mind-boggling to behold, like machines that let you see in other people's dreams and shows that they're actually stars trapped in human bodies, guys who raise the dead with a formula, magic beams of light that come down from the stars and turn people into marble busts. It's like crazy. But yeah, some of the games based on those sort of scenarios are interesting. The first one's probably going to be Dark Side Detective Season 2. And if you like Season 1, of course, I have that series. And if I remember, on the YouTube side of things, I'll put it up there. But also on the Twitch side, if you're here, if we get to 50 Twitch members, and I seem to have got my connection back, which is awesome. Now I can do live episodes again. I will do a half and half marathon, basically two-hour blocks of whatever the subscribers decide to do it. There'll be a list of things for that, and one of those is I'm getting restless for one of my old sci-fi games. I'm thinking I'm going to put this up in the channel update since we got to 700, but I'm thinking I may be introducing a new series besides Lovecraft Country to this channel. me know when you do the announcement whether it's not something interested. In any case, I will see you next time.